Hi there, Robin here from Expert. Today we're going to be doing some Q&As. We're going to cover about 5 or 6 of them, and then I'll follow it up by giving you a lineup of a bunch of videos we're going to have coming up. And that's everything we're working on, so we're going to get right to the actual questions. So the first one, all right, yes, and that question comes from a Midnight Cowboy. And basically he's got the 12-inch subs that he's just gotten a little while ago on top. He's gotten the 12-inch subs under a pair of 15-inch tops, which are also Alto, the TS215 series, so that's just a previous generation. And he's wondering if he's going to be able to use those, and are they going to work out well for him? Because, you know, having smaller bottoms might be a problem with the 15-inch tops. And the answer to that question is really, you're going to be able to do it. You can pull it off. You can have the 12s on the bottom, 15s on top. Treat your room size and your sound settings based on the 12s. So if I'm going for a dance floor, I'm going to want to maximize the dance floor for 24 by 24 feet, that sort of thing. If I want to get that sound across to the whole room. If you push your dance floor for the tops capabilities, which would probably be like up to 36 by 36. Just remember, once you get to about 24 feet onto that dance floor, the bass is going to drop off pretty dramatically. So you just don't have to care much about the people that are way in the back anyways. But that's proportionally what's going to happen is you're going to have a drop in your bass at about 20 feet away, where you're not going to have as much compression compared to your tops. So either dial back the tops a little bit, run your subs at about 70%, and that'll carry the bass evenly. If not, then know that you're just going to run short. But always monitor your bottoms, because your tops can run away a little bit compared to your bottom on the subs. All right, that pretty much covers that. When the time comes, by the way, lots of people looking for 12s. 12s are very hard to get. You almost can get the money you paid for them if you decide to sell those 12-inch TS212 subs, because in North America, you're not going to find them. So if you decide you want to upgrade, you'll probably get some really good money for them. So this is more of a comment or a statement. It's from Derek, and basically he's got some Altec Lansing Lightnings, and he's worried in his comment. He makes note that, you know, people might mock him, but he uses 2 of these to DJ. And he likes them, his guests like them. They like the idea of the lights and all that going on. And this is the big thing. It is a consumer product, but it's the top end of the consumer product when it comes to 15-inch two-way speakers. It's basically, if we went last generation, it'd be like an Alto TS215 or a Mackie Thump, the original series. It's definitely better than, let's say, the Behringer I think it's called the B215D. So, you know, power-wise, you're looking at 550 watts on a D-class split for those 2 actual units with all the bells and whistles. So what does that mean to me is, if we called everything else a pickup truck, this is like being a landscaper and having a Suburban. It does everything the pickup truck does, except it's got a lot of cool extra features on it. And that's what I think when I look at the Altec Lansing. I think if you're going to entertain 50 to 150, you know, this would be your minimum start package, but it would work really, really well. So yeah, keep showing it off. I think it's a pretty nice package. So I got a question from John, and it has to be in reference to the Mackie Thump subwoofers versus, I'm going to say he's got the Alto subwoofers and the matching tops for 12s and with 18-inch subs, using them in a church, and which one would be better. It's a bit of a coin toss when it comes to, let's say, the Mackie Thump series, their Thump A, and the TS3 series. Mackie put their subwoofer crossover in their top, which tells the subwoofer what to do. And Alto put the instructions on the subwoofer to tell the top what to do. Outside of having some DSP function in the back, they also does have a little bit more power because it is their 3rd generation product. So we do find it to be louder, a little tighter. If the church is really big and wide open and the subs are going to be sitting pretty close in the middle of nowhere, space-wise, the design of the Mackie sub is probably better for that environment, because I think it's a band pass, and that's the big feature about that. But it is a bigger box. At the same time, Alto is just put more power into it, so it's now going to generate a lot more energy out of their subwoofer. So you'll have options to, especially if you get 2 subs with 2 tops. That's going to be a big combination. If you don't get a chance to listen to either one, right now, bang for the buck, I'd probably go with the Alto. If the Mackeys are on sale, have a look at that. If you get to listen to them both, then you might want to make your own choice on that. I can only really give you what the top end spectrum of the little things that are going to be different about it. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to church size. So John, if you reply back and let me know how big the church is, how many people come to the church, that usually helps for me to actually narrow it down a little bit better for you. But there you go. So this question's from Panda, and it has to do with, he's interested in getting himself 4 tops. He's looking at the Alto TS312s. And I'm going to say he's in Europe because he's looking at getting 2 subs. They're branded the box, and the model's the TA18. So we'll throw a picture of that up here. It's a brand that's available in Europe because I can't seem to find it here, but I did look it up on their website. It seems like a very cool subwoofer, different design, different look. His question has to do with should he use an external sound processor, or does he need to use an external sound processor? What are the options there? I was looking at both of them. If you actually went with an Alto sub to match the tops, so let's say the TS318, it would have a processor built into it, so you'd be able to do all of that. If you're going to go with this subwoofer, you're probably going to get one of these. I'll throw that up here for you. It's from Behringer. It's probably around 100 euros or thereabout. What this is going to give you is the option to either have a 2-way or 3-way split and control everything from that actual unit. Even if you have a mixing board, it's very hard to separate what you're going to dedicate to the sub and what you're going to dedicate to the top. You can do it depending on the mixing board. Some people cheat and go around. They use a monitor out on the mixing board, but that's not going to give you a crossover, especially if you're concerned about maybe pulling some of the highs out from the tops. Some of the lows out of the tops. That's where you're going to want to have one of these guys because it'll let you control the crossover points and do that sort of thing. So have a look at this piece of hardware. Like I said, about 100 euros, or look at the cost difference between the TA18 and the TS318 and see if it all makes sense to you. Like I said, if you have a look at the sub, that's called the box, TA18, kind of different, which is kind of cool. So there we go. All right. Hope that helped, and we're on to the next question. So there we go. The last question is actually more of a comment, and that's from Raymond, and it has to do with the last video I did for Avante, and that was for their A15 top. And I was making reference to the warranty in there, which was 3 years, which I think is awesome. And he wanted to say, but you also can get a 3-year warranty on QSC, and you're absolutely right. I'm more referring to in the price point category because you're right. Turbo Sound has like a crazy 10-year warranty. These are companies that basically want to show you they put their money where their mouth is when it comes to, hey, buy our product, it's going to be really, really good. But at the price point Avante is selling the speakers at, with the safety on the back of it, plus now with that 3-year warranty that's attached, it gives you that reliability. I also made reference in the video about, you know, how long you should have that speaker for. And if you're a working DJ, if you're buying it for home, have it for until it dies. I mean, you know, if you're using a project, you have it until it's gone, that's great. If you're a working DJ where you're loading and unloading and setting up and tearing down and doing all of this, and when you play them, you're playing them at 80%, you know, levels, so you're really working them hard. You probably think of it like a car or a truck that you have for work. If you need to make sure it's reliable and dependable, you're probably going to look at around 3 years. And then take the opportunity to sell them off. A lot of people, like I said in the video, turn around who do this and might buy the exact same speaker again because they really like it. They know how it works. They know how it sets up in a room, and then they'll go forward with that. It's just about having reliability and dependability. And because Avante being American DJ and a new company, brand-wise, they definitely want to put their best foot forward, and they didn't want to give the excuse of, well, what's the reliability factor? Well, American DJ thinks the reliability factor is for sure the next 3 years. So no different, no better, no worse than other companies. So there you go. So now what we'll do is we'll take a quick little moment to talk about the videos and the lineup and some of the videos and why we're going to have them. So we're going to have just a regular lineup of videos for the next 4 weeks. We're talking things like doing bulb machines. We're going to do the JBL Eon 1 because we got that in. We've been playing around with it. I think that's definitely a big worth to talk about type product. Then because time of year, we're going to be doing fog machines and haze machines again. Then we're going to be doing a mixer from Alto, the Live 1202. I've done this one before, but for some reason it's only like half there or something like that. And on top of that, I've been getting a lot of questions having to do with how to best set up microphones to minimize feedback in live play, how to get the USB and what kind of functionality do I get with my computer with those USB options, and a whole bunch of stuff like that, how to set up the levels, that sort of thing. So we're going to take the opportunity when I do that video to cover all those extra things. So it's not just going to be a review on the product. I know the product's good. We've already talked about it. It works really, really well. It's got 4 compressors on it. And we're going to talk about all of that, but we're going to take it as a learning opportunity to cover a lot of other features and how to maximize not just the use, but the sound you can get out of it. So we're going to be doing that on the Alto Live 1202. We're also going to do a couple of comparison videos over the next 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to have the Avante, the new A15 versus the Electro Voice ZLX 15P. And why did I choose those two speakers? Because just like I said in the video, those two particular are really head-to-head when it comes to price point and features. So the Avante does on average cost $50 less than the Electro Voice. So how do they actually stack up when it comes to sound? Because I said most of the differences are in the line input options on the actual Avante versus the ZLX, but we'll put them head to head and see how they actually sound compared to each other. We're also going to cover one of American DJ's lights, which is the Mini Dexter 2, because I just think it's a really cool light, and for the price point you get an awful lot of bang for your buck in that, so I thought I'd show you how that works and how it looks with and without haze or fog on it. Then we're going to do our first package. So we're going to do a Gemini package. We're going to start with that. We're going to do the AS15 package, and this is more for rec room DJs, right? People are doing it just for fun, for entertainment. You're doing it for free. You're going out to your friend's house. You just want to have something that sounds really good, and you can do everything else with it. Now, this system's also going to be able to get used for like karaoke and house parties and all kinds of stuff. You just want to run Spotify through it, go right ahead. But we're going to have that package, the 2 AS15s, with the one of the Piles Pro's mixers. So we're going to show why I picked the Pile Pro mixer, because of the fact of all the features on it and the ease of use. So if you don't know how to use a mixer, it's a great mixer to learn on because you're going to get to use a lot of it. Then we're going to have another head-to-head, which we are going to do some line arrays. We're going to do the AS8 versus the Gemini. And then we're going to end up with another head-to-head, which is going to be like the Eon 1 versus the Eon 615. So these are all for fun, and there might be some other products thrown in there as the way. This isn't like the actual lineup, but these are some of the stuff we're going to be working on. So there you go. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Remember to subscribe, especially if you want to watch some of the upcoming videos. It's always the best way. You want to know exactly when they come out, and you basically hit that bell, and you'll find out pretty much when that video comes up. It's not going to be one of these, oh, look, you had a video 2 days ago. What's it about? This is the way you find out right away. That's what that bell button's for. But alrighty then. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.